Hey, Criss Crew, welcome back to our channel. My name is DelaCriss.
Meyer.
This is my husband, Meyer Chris. We're about to go on a date night, actually, and so in true Dela fashion, I was like, let's try to squeeze this Q&A in right before we go on the date. So we have some questions from you guys that we're going to answer as quickly as we can, but we got a little makeshift setup right here. So Meyer's holding the ring light because it's dark, and we're doing the best we can, y'all. So I'm going to answer some of the questions that y'all had from YouTube, some questions that I got from Instagram. So if you message me questions after we shoot this, don't worry, still send them to me and we will answer them in our final one, because this is kind of like the mid-through Q&A. So what you can expect from this video, we're just going to run through those questions, and then after that we'll tell you guys kind of what's next for us, kind of where we are on the house, and what we're going to do when we finish the house. So let's jump in. First, where are we with the house right now? Like in real life.
We're in the house.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, we're no longer in the camper, so we have moved in. We're so excited.
Oh yeah.
What makes you the most excited about living in your house?
My own room.
Yeah, that's nice. So I'll probably do I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do a tour of the house, like how we're living in it now, because I mean it's not done, but we're good with that.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the camper.
Like people always say, man, we can't believe y'all built a house, and we always talk, like when we're talking, we're like, we can't believe that we lived in that camper. Like that was harder than building the house. But it was all part of the journey, so it's all good. But yeah, so right now we haven't painted everything. Some of the sheetrock isn't done. We have 2 doors, like a bathroom door and our bedroom door. What else?
The showers. The
shower, like we haven't done any backsplash. We literally put up some paper so that it wouldn't ruin the walls. I don't know, like the kids are on air mattresses. We don't have no countertops yet. But it's okay because it's a progress. And so that's why I really want to give y'all like a tour right now, because everybody always wants to see the end result. But I mean, you got to go through the journey. So anyways, you ready to hop in? All right. I'll start with the first one. How old are we? How old are you, babe?
29.
And I am
29.
29.
Yeah,
Meyer always gets mad because I forget how old I am. So I'm 29. Meyer's 29. I find it interesting. So have I ever told you our like age range for our viewers? It's
what?
Like 50s, like old, late 50s. Yeah. So I think that's really cool. Cause I think it's because like, I don't know, like a more mature generation kind of appreciates this journey more, I guess. It's like kind of the thing that's on people's minds. I don't know. We do have some young people too that are just trying to navigate this like increasing housing market, but I think that's pretty cool that you guys sit and watch us. Okay, where are we located?
Texas.
This is always a weird question because you know, we have a family and we want to be safe and all the things, but also if you really wanted to find me, the reality is y'all could find us. So
I said low key.
Yeah. So we're in DFW. I've said that in our videos before. So we are in the DFW area. Some of y'all are too, so that's pretty cool. You want to read the next one?
Yeah. Do we have any building experience? Little to none. So my dad used to do construction growing up, so I helped out with that, doing flooring and sheetrock and.
That's not little to none. Little to none is
okay, fair enough.
You can't even hang a nail on the wall.
Okay, fair enough. So I got decent experience.
Yeah,
I got decent.
And then my dad was a carpenter, did construction and stuff. So I just kind of grew up around it. So that kind of gave us our confidence that we can figure it out. And having both of them in our lives kind of help with the learning curve, because I think you get more exhausted from learning every step of the way. That's not to say that there isn't stuff that we didn't mess up on our house that we have to live with. Because they weren't here with us all the time and we had to keep the project rolling. So there's some things that it is what it is, like, but we still love our house. Bro, yeah. And now we know. So we're like, oh, we won't do that next time. Yeah. So let's see. Next question.
Size of the house.
Size of the house. I got this question a lot too. The house is 1,800 square feet. Somebody came for me in the comments. I don't think they were trying to be mean, but they were like, you said this was going to be a modest house, and that's a mansion where I'm from. And I want to be sensitive to this because I do get that. Like, around the world, this is way more house than anybody needs. When I said modest, you have to understand that the majority of our friends, like, they live in 3,000 square foot or more houses. And
this is below the average square foot house
in America right now. So that's where I was coming from when I said modest. I wasn't trying to like mislead anybody or make anybody think we were building like a tiny home or anything like that. But I mean, we got 6 people in this house, so I think that's pretty modest. Did we contract anything out? Did we contract anything?
Plumbing and electrical.
Okay, so let me tell y'all. When you're contracting stuff out, do your research.
Yes. And if they ain't trying to give you receipts,
yeah,
they really ain't about that.
Yeah.
So.
We had, and I hate to say this because I do not like saying bad things about people, but we truly did have the worst electrician in the world.
The world, though? She said the world, not like DFW.
Yo, he was just so mean, so unreliable. I'd be calling him and he'd be like, oh, the cops just pulled me over and they repoed my car. I was like, what? So just the wildest stories you see, that was our situation. And so just be careful about that. But our plumber was phenomenal. So shout out to Carlos if you're watching. Yeah, so that was a good experience. And you were going to do plumbing. And so that's, okay, so that, when we're going to talk budget later, but that is what kind of shot our budget up was that plumbing, like, we ran into football season. Meyer was tired. He didn't have time. And so that's, talking about learning curves, that's a huge learning curve. So I think that was worth every penny.
No, that was.
I mean, we still had to do some of the, you still had to do some of the plumbing, but I loved that you got to get help with that. Number 6, how long did it take us? So I said we started in March.
We did not start in March.
Meyer said we started in May.
We started in May.
So we probably started in May. So it took us.
I got pictures and videos.
I do too. I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. But I remember we was digging the foundation.
Okay. Anyway, so it took us about 5-6
months to move in.
Okay. You good?
I'm struggling, man. I've been outside all day.
Your allergies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good. Just my nose.
Okay. So yeah, it took us 5 to 6 months, and then like I said, we're still in progress. So I guess you could say, like, once we paint the outside, I mean, landscaping, I'm not even thinking about landscaping right now. Thing, right. So like maybe altogether a year.
Yeah.
So about a year. Okay. And then, okay, so the question everybody wants to know is, how much did we spend on the house? So I will say we did go over budget, just to be honest. And I don't have the exact numbers, but I will do a full video breaking down the numbers because I know some of y'all want to know, like, where to spend your money and, you know what I mean? Like, where to go cheap on, where to it's not even splurge, where you gonna have to spend some money.
Where you shouldn't cut corners at.
And I thought this was a good one. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently? I'll let you answer first.
I still don't know.
You don't know? Anything I would have done differently? Okay, I know what I would have done differently. I think that I guess I would go all the way back to the camper. I think that, I don't know though, because the camper was such a unique experience. Okay, so what I'm thinking I would have done is maybe bought a cheap mobile home. Bought a cheap mobile home instead of the camper.
How cheap?
Cheap. Like $18,000. Didn't we see one for $18,000?
No, we seen one for cheaper. That ain't cheap. That's livable. Okay. That's habitable.
Right. You're right. So as cheap as you're right. We found something. No, not one of those. Yeah. Not one. We found a mobile home. They were pretty much paying you to pick up this garbage. Like, it was falling. I don't think it would have got down the street. So maybe I would have stretched our original budget for our living to like $10,000, $15,000 and bought a mobile home, fixed it up a little bit so that we could have went slower. we could have went slower and saved more cash before we started building. Yeah. Because now looking back and like paying all the bills and stuff, I'm like, we could have been in a much better financial situation than we are now if we had just went slower. And I think if we weren't in the camper, we would have went slower. But also, I like that we didn't drag our feet.
Yeah, we were grinding. Once I started getting tired of living in there, I was like, I think it's time for us to move out. Yeah. Because
I stay at home with the kids most of the time, and I mean, so Myra was gone, and so I hit like my cap, and I'm very much a product of my environment. And I like order and structure. And Myra has a higher tolerance for like chaos. Like like not that you cause chaos, but like if the kids throw toys all over the floor, like you can be in total peace just sitting on the couch. Yeah. Versus me.
True. That's true though.
And so by the time he hit his max, we were ready. So anyways, I made a long answer longer. But I would have slowed down the whole journey, stacked some more cash, so then we wouldn't have been so dependent on the credit cards. And we'll talk about funding and how we got creative with that, because nobody would give, well, they would have, but it would have been more expensive for us to go through a traditional bank route, and it's more complicated when you're building your own house. So now that I've talked for 10 minutes about that question, what is your answer? You need me to read it again? So
my answer's gonna be so much more simple than yours.
Okay, that's okay.
I would have put a closet in the house. You said, is there anything you would have done different? I still would have went cheap on a camper, personally. Why are you laughing?
A closet?
Cause we ain't got no closet, like in a bedroom.
For the whole progress, like I mean, for the whole like journey, that's what you would have did different.
I mean, like I said, a soil test.
A soil test. Oh, I think that's another thing I would do different. Listen,
yeah, soil test.
Septic. People doing your septic is worth every $1. We'll just keep that.
Yeah.
Like a soil test. He's talking about a linen closet. We have closets.
Yeah, we got closets. House. We ain't like stacking the clothes up in the
but we didn't. Yeah, there's a little quirks and stuff in our house where it's like, okay, now you see why engineers are important. But it's okay. It's a simple house like they used to do back in the day.
I did the blueprint.
I know, but it's a great design, babe. But it's just little stuff where I'm like, oh, okay. Like I can see why houses usually include this. Yeah. But yeah. That's it for the Q&A, y'all. If you have any other questions, like if I answered a question on here and then you made you think like, oh, what about this question? So leave it down and we'll answer it at the final Q&A. Okay, really quick. This is getting long, but what is next for us? We're going to finish the house. Obviously, we'll show you guys finishing the house. I really want my dad to do an interview with me, just because. Why are you shaking your head?
If he does, I'll be surprised.
Y'all pray for that. But I want him to do an interview for me because he just has so much wisdom and knowledge that I want to get out there for you guys. And I'm going to show you guys more of our journey because this is just a small piece of our kind of hopes and dreams of what we're going to do with this house, what we're going to do with this land. And just kind of share with you guys our journey to financial independence and how we're doing that. Because, I mean, the goal is financial independence by the time we're like, I don't know, in our mid-40s. Like, we want to be able, and by financial independence, I mean we have enough investments and cash flow coming in that we don't have to work. So, and what you going to be doing, babe?
I'm going to start a farm.
Myers going to start his farm, and I'm excited about that. He's been dreaming about that. And that's a big part of the reason why we bought the land. Yeah. So we started working on the garden. He's gonna start getting his animals and stuff. And I'm trying to talk him into doing a YouTube channel, so that he can show y'all him feeding his pigs and stuff. So it's gonna be good stuff. He'll be taking it to like, I think we have a black farmers market in the area, and so just really helping our people and educating them on just how to grow your own food and what it means to eat actual. Like, I don't know, like a healthy meat choice or actually what are farm raised eggs.
Actually farm and organically raised.
Yeah, because organic don't mean what we be thinking.
Yeah. They be lying to us, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to go on our date night. Thank you for hanging out this long with us because I know nowadays, like, with TikTok world, it's hard to get through a long video. But we love y'all and thanks for coming on this journey with us.
Bye.
Bye.